Former Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin is now a convicted murderer, but Tuesday's guilty verdict resonated far beyond Minnesota. Here in Fort Wayne, Fox 55's Brianna Dahlquist spoke to local activists who say it's a small step in the right direction towards healing.
We watched a man's life be taken away.
The whole world watched as former police officer Derek Chauvin knelt on George Floyd's neck until he took his last breath. Councilwoman Michelle Chambers says tears of joy ran down her face as she heard the jury's verdict. Guilty.
Tears. Tears. 9 minutes and 29 seconds. Today, justice was served. And I hope that this will be an example to our nation that right is right and wrong is wrong. George Floyd was murdered.
Larry Gist, the president of Fort Wayne's chapter of the NAACP, says Chauvin knew what he was doing.
When were you going to stop? He's saying he can't breathe. He calling for his mother. When was it going to end?
Gist says this is just a small step, but a step in the right direction and could impact the future of policing.
I think they're going to really be careful with the way they do this now because, you know, everything is being videoed. So there's no way to hide. And the majority of the incidents that we see today is being videoed.
Chambers, who also heads the Fort Wayne Commission on Police Reform and Racial Justice, says she hopes the verdict will bring more accountability.
I'm hoping that this will begin to break down that blue wall of the few bad apples that exist within any policing organization, because the police force came forward and said those were not police procedures, protocols, and George Floyd was murdered by one of their own.
In Fort Wayne, I'm Brianna Dahlquist, Fox 55 News.
Sentencing is expected to take place in 8 weeks in the state of Minnesota. Sentences run concurrently. Chauvin could face up to 40 years in prison for the death of George Floyd.